All right, so let's open our Bibles to the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 2 and 16. Proverbs 29, 2 and 16, Titus 3, verse 1, 2 Samuel 15, verse 2 to 6, Daniel 6, 4 to 15. I'll go over them again and then we will start. Proverbs 29, 2 and 16, Titus 3, verse 1, 2 Samuel 15, verse 2 to 6, and Daniel 6, verse 4 to 15.
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when a wicked man rules, the people groan.
Okay, you saw that clearly from the performance of the word on stage in collaboration with the masterpiece. When the righteous is in power, the people rejoice. But when the wicked man, we have always had wicked people. It just moved from the one level of wickedness to another level of wickedness. But we are hoping that the righteous man will come into power. Okay, when we're talking about righteousness, he don't say, "Speak of be righteous." We are not talking about one who speaks in tongues. Are you getting me? Okay, so we don't start talking that way. All right, let's keep reading. Titus 3, okay, verse 16, sorry.
When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increases, but the righteous will see their fall.
Did you hear that? The righteous will see their fall. Let's see.
Remind them to be subject to rulers and authorities, to obey, to be ready for every good work.
Now let's read it from in the New Translation, NIV, or Message Bible.
Remind the people to respect the government and be law-abiding, always ready to lend a helping hand. No insults, no fights. God's people should be big-hearted and courteous.
Let me see Amplify.
Remind people to be submissive to their magistrates and authorities, to be obedient, to be prepared and willing to do any upright and honorable work.
Remind them to be what?
Obedient. Now Absalom would rise early and stand beside the way to the gate. So it was, whenever anyone who had a lawsuit came to the king for a decision, that Absalom would call to him and say, "What city are you from?" And he would say, "Your servant is from such and such a tribe in Israel." Then Absalom would say to him, "Look, your case is good and right, but there is no deputy for the king to hear you." Moreover, Absalom would say, "Oh, that I were made judge in the land, and everyone who had any suit or cause would come to me. Then I would give him justice."
Now, let's stop here. This was when Absalom was desiring the throne of David, the throne of his father David. Immediately what happened is that he went to the gate and stood there. When we talk about the gate, we're not talking about your normal 100 by 100 land. David was a king like no other. David lived in a palace. I remember in those days, I think he was out on Zeribe. If you visit his house, he has 3 gates. David was rich. His house was big. So this young man who was desiring to be the next president of Israel had his people. All of them will go at the gate and stand. For anybody who wants to approach the palace, they will ask the person, "What's your problem?" "Oh my God, I wish I was the king. I will give you justice on this." So I'm just I read this scripture so that you know the desperation that comes with politicians. Whenever any man desires to go into politics, one of the things that they go in with is desperation. Absalom, the father was David, but he didn't mind. The quest for position made him neglect his father and went to the city gate to make sure that he cornered everybody to his side. Praise God. Daniel 6. Verse 4 to 15. We're going to stop somewhere.
So the governors and satraps sought to find some charge against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find no charge or fault, because he was faithful, nor was there any error or fault found in him. Then these men said, we shall not find any charge against this Daniel, unless we find it against him concerning the law of his God.
Simple. Daniel was a politician in a strange land. His position, I don't know, but he was such a politician of repute in Babylon that the other people were envious of him. So the governors were looking for a way to lure him, to make sure he's put into trouble. But they didn't see anything. And they said that the only way to get him is to bring it to what? The law of his God. How do they get you? Huh? The law of the babe. Or that of your boyfriend. How do they get you? This man cannot succumb to any other thing except that is related to his God. He can't resist his God. But he was a politician. So we can have righteous politicians. We can. Politicians who will stand their ground and say righteousness must prevail. You may be seated. Before I get into the tendencies of marrying a politician, one of the things I need to establish is that politics is not only for the unrighteous. Politics is not only for the unrighteous. The reason why we are suffering in Nigeria today is because the church or the moral people backed out of politics and relegated politics to the wicked. So politicians took over, the wicked people took over politics in Nigeria and became the political examples that we know. And that's why we are suffering, because the Bible says that when the wicked is in power, the people groan. The people groan. Groaning is when you are tired of crying, but you can't but cry. You groan. In those days, as a little boy, they will beat you and you cry. You have cried loud cry. You have cried tenor, soprano, alto, bass, and you don't have anything to cry again. You groan. By the time you're at the corner of the house groaning, if your mother was sympathetic enough, she will call you in and tell you it's enough. Ozugo. And pat your back. And while he's patting your back, you're still groaning. You cry to the point of vibrating, but you're not saying a word. When the wicked is in power, the people groan. And one of the religions of the world that understood properly politics is Islam. Islam understands politics. In the Bible, you cannot separate politics and priesthood. From the Bible days, two of them worked together. But when the gospel came to us, we pushed politics aside and said it's for the unrighteous. And we are feeling the impact of the unrighteousness manifesting in the political arena. So I am advising every one of you in the house, get into politics. No matter the level, get into politics. Let me tell you, the reason why Nigeria is in turmoil at this moment is because we have woken up. We have decided to be part of politics for once. That's why they're in trouble. That's why they are doing, the police released in Lagos State. If they are released in Sambisa Forest, the Boko Haram will be chased out of Nigeria. There were plenty. Well, I didn't know we had such gadgets. Well guarded. With cameras even on their forehead. Just because the people have woken up. The people are here now to say enough. You may not be vying for councillor, chairman, governor, senator, but you can come out to say, this is the man we want into that place. That is being partisan politician also. That is enough. We can't allow people to get into that nonsense. Get into the office and use us as tools and mess our lives up. ASU is on strike for 8 months. And there is no hope. No hope. In other words, we have lost 1 calendar year. It's gone. And it can't be reversed. It's been minus from your life. But you know, in Africa, we don't value we produce time in Africa. We produce time. As in Lagos last weekend, my flight was 7 a.m. flight. I left the airport 4 p.m. Because we have no value for time in Africa. No value for time. Hey. Sometimes I wonder if Africans are human beings. Travel outside the shores of Africa to Europe, to America. Even boss has timing. Boss, you will come to the bus stop, you will see the bus number and the time it will arrive. While you are there, keep looking at your watch. Once it's that pam, you will behold the bus in front of you or standing here. Because everybody that is going to work has planned with each bus. If you miss the bus, you can sue the company. If you miss the train, you can sue the company. In Nigeria, if you don't have even when you have your own car, you can't even predict your next move. Because the road somebody can decide to be in the middle of the road. Park the car there. And if you ask, who is that? They say is the brother to the governor. And the police will come there and be pampering him for obstructing the movement of others. Africa, until we change our mindset, we can't change this nation. But I believe that the mindset change has started. It has started. What happened globally has not happened before. You know, they are waiting for answers. This is a new version of answers. This is the new vision. So, but I pray that you have your card so that on that day, you will just access your polling unit and go there and put your fingerprint on that ballot paper and then wait for them to count it. Record it. You can doubt everything, not evidence. I was there. I have it captured. This is what the result was. So Africa, we need to wake up. Whereas we are blaming politicians. How? See the church now. Some people are not in church this morning, not because they don't like the service, but because they can't wake up early. They can't wake up early. 5 a.m. the alarm have sounded. You stretch your hand. Boom. And shut the alarm up. The alarm will just be quiet and say, Oga, sleep. 6:30, you now wake up and start behaving. We love eye service. We even do eye service to ourselves. 6 a.m., you now wake up and you are now behaving like you were not the one that stopped the alarm. But when you travel abroad, you will walk out. You see one young man died abroad this week because he will work his shift and work other people's shift until he died in the shift and he was shifted. If you put on the clothes, that is the cloak that you use in working abroad in Nigeria, you will make as much. But we have a mindset in this country. And that's what has to change. And that's what the politicians are fighting, that we never get to put P2B into power. Because his modus operandi is different from a regular politician. Regular is not regular with it. He's not in tandem with it. He's going to lock. One of the things he must do, which he did in Anambra State, is to reduce the money pump in governance. What am I using 20-something vehicle to do? Just following me. Say no. We are bringing it down. I think he reduced it to 2 or 5. 5. Enough. When governor is passing, you're thinking that one village is passing. President is passing, the same thing. Then you go abroad. The people you go to borrow money from, the guy is riding bicycle to work. From the time of Tony Blair, they are riding bicycle to work. I don't blame them. Your even president can't ride bicycle. Doesn't have what it takes. The energy is not there. I don't even think your governor can. They don't. They will ride bicycle. Because to them, bicycle depicts poverty. Meanwhile, the people you're borrowing money from ride bicycle to work. They join train to work. They join bus to work. When people commit crime, they go into hiding. Because if you're ruling well, you can be anywhere. You can be anywhere. You can join us in the bus if you're ruling well. But if you're not ruling well, you must use an armor tank. So what I'm saying is that we need to get into politics. Get involved from, first of all, choosing it and the candidate and voting for the candidate. Before thinking for you to now join politics. I sincerely would want to join if I have the privilege. I told us, is it 2 years ago? Yes. I was crazy. It came into my spirit. I said, I'm going for House of Assembly in my state. Something happened. I killed it. But it hasn't left my mind. I want to go into politics. We can't keep complaining. We have to show example. I was asked from a radio station whether religion has been a tool for unification in the country or has done otherwise. I say religion is the major tool for unification. This country is united because Christianity, pastors in pulpits are preaching peace. When we finish talking to you, you will go home and forget wickedness you want to execute. What if every pastor is telling you that if anybody touches you in the street, kill him? Before we say it for 2 years, you will become a rebel. I said, what other tool for unification are you talking about? Christian religion has preached peace more than any religion, so to speak, in the world. Because we keep telling you, easy. Take it easy. We calm you down. While others have their rebel groups that is terrorizing the whole nation. You have people you cannot control. You call them headsmen. You call them ISIS. You call them what? You call them, and they are parading AK-47 and all manner of weapons in our bushes. And yet, none of us has double barrel. And it's an argument. Akeredolu of which state again? He's saying, I need to get AK-47 for official established security to protect my people. Government is saying, no, you cannot get it. But you can't remove AK from the hand of the rebels. But you want it removed from the hand of the people that should protect. That's the country we're in. That's the wickedness that is being perpetuated. And some of you are still saying, ABC has done this, PDP is having. Something is wrong with your head. Individuals that have killed us. Put us, individuals that has made us lose our sanity. I don't blame you. You have 3 times meal. If you see the poverty in the land, you will understand. If you see what it takes for people to eat 3 square meal now, you will understand why you should stand under the sun, rain, that day, and make sure P2B gets into power. Let them rig it and let's see. I don't care who is listening to me. I'll vote P2B 10 times. And when he comes to Asaba, you will see me on the podium. I will be there wearing P2B. Close the church. Let me see. Let's not talk so that they don't hear. What have you done? All this while I've not been talking. What have you done? So I've started talking. Do your worst. So having established that, we are talking about marrying a politician now. The tendencies of marrying a politician. It's always good. There is nothing bad in marrying a politician. Let me first of all sound that note of warning. There is nothing bad in marrying a politician. So you don't say, Pastor, say don't marry a politician. But the only thing I'm going to tell you is that for now, we have quite a number of people who are bad and who are practicing politics. And most of them also, what happens is that when the new crop of leaders comes into politics, they corrupt them. So we have a corrupting system that is on auto running. So when you come, even if you are sane, they will corrupt you. You come, you are sane, they will corrupt you. So that's why if you want to marry a politician, you have to open your eyes properly. So if you have a guy who is asking you out and the guy is a councillor and you know his vision is to become a chairman, House of Assembly, blah, blah, blah. So I need to give you the tendencies to expect when you get into that marriage and the guy continues in his political world. There are things to expect. Number one of them is even you will automatically become a politician. That's the first tendency. You will become a politician straight up. Number 2 is that you will lose your life and start living for the people. An average politician and his family, they don't have their life. They are like pastors. They don't have their life. So if you are a politician's wife or politician's husband, because it can be either way, and you marry a politician, you are going to lose your life. You are basically going to be living for the people. Okay. You can't go to the places you want to go when you want to go, because there's going to be a kind of, madam, don't move yet. Let's see if the road is clear. Okay. So your movement will be restricted because you are no longer living for yourself. You are living for the people. So you will have to have a restricted kind of lifestyle. So if you're not ready to have a restricted kind of lifestyle, don't marry a politician. Okay. Now, especially when you are the woman and you marry, your husband is a politician and has grown into the rank and file, maybe now a commissioner, maybe now a member of House of Assembly, you will not move anyhow because he's afraid that if you move, his opponents may do something to you. Anybody that sees you on that Prado Land Cruiser knows that that is money passing. So you are going to live a restricted kind of lifestyle. Okay. Number 3 is that one of the tendencies is that you are going to prepare your heart for blackmail and scandal. Prepare your heart for blackmail and scandal. Because once you marry a politician, you already on at the limelight. You are on the stage. You are being looked up to. So anything said about you makes news. If they see you sitting down anywhere, it's a problem. If you eat granite on the road like every other person, news will carry it. If you shake somebody on the road like every other person, news will carry it. If you ever hug your cousin, you saw your cousin, you got out of your car, hugged your cousin, female cousin, camera will carry it, and a blogger will announce that is your girlfriend. If you are the woman marrying a politician and you're working in a supermarket with your younger or elder brother, they will say the wife of that politician is dating the guy. They don't know he's the elder brother to the woman. So you must be ready for blackmail. You must be ready for scandal. They will mess you up. So if you're the kind of people, I don't want. My dear, once you are getting into marrying a politician, you must toughen your skin. You must have the skin of a crocodile. As one oka. No matter what they say, no matter how they say it, you will stand your ground. You must become Trump in your nature. No matter what anybody is saying, you toughen up. As a matter of fact, even in our days today, if you don't toughen up, you will die for nothing. Because people will carry all manner against you. They can get up one day and carry one funny news. All right. The next thing is that he is likely, and you are likely to compromise your faith. Marrying a politician, you are likely to compromise your faith. Because an average politician in his caucus will always not get any position until there is an oath taken. To make you a commissioner, you will come and take oath. To make you a member of House of Assembly, you will take oath. To even make you aid in his house, cook, you will take oath that you won't kill me. So you are likely to compromise your faith when you marry a politician or get into politics yourself. But basically marrying a politician, you are going to compromise your faith. The likelihood, the chances are there. Okay? Another thing is that if you marry a politician, he will not always be there for you and your children. You will be baby making machine and baby handling machine. You will born the children and take care of the children. You will give birth to them, take care of them. The politician won't be there for you because politicians have their meeting when? Night. So for some of them, not you, for some of people that club, you meet the politicians at night. Let's meet this night, 2 a.m. If you're new, you'll be wondering why. That's the time they meet. 2 a.m. So before morning, while you are snoring, they have executed what they want to do to you in the morning. They have finished it. So if you are the wife of a politician, he says, I like cuddling. My dear, go and buy a big duvet. Nobody will be there to cuddle you. He will not always be there. Even when he's there cuddling you in his hand, his mouth is not, his mind is not. He's holding you and thinking another thing. So a politician will not always be there for you and your children. So get ready to train your children yourself. Another thing is that the chances of cheating when you marry a politician is very high. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Because some political meetings, they arrange women for them officially. You know, when you're traveling as anybody, public office, private office, whatever, once you're traveling, you are given an extra code, isn't it? Eh? Okay. Now, sometimes I say something I want to explain, no, because I'm pastoring young people. Do all of us know what an ESTA code is? God bless you. Now, ESTA code is an allowance given to somebody when he wants to travel, especially in an official environment. When a politician wants to travel as a commissioner, he will make a requisition. So the office will give him money. That allowance is called an ESTA code. Eh? Now, part of the ESTA code is it's also part of the budget. So when they are coming to do a program in Enugu State, I won't use this state, in Enugu State, how many commissioners are coming? How many governors are coming? They will also arrange. And let me tell you, when they arrange for you, it takes Holy Ghost to say no. Because if you see them, it's as if the Mami Water himself released them. With silky bodies. On bikinis. They are inside your room waiting. So when you open the suite, they are waiting. If you see them, you will stammer. It takes God for you to say, no, I'm sorry. I don't need you guys. Please settle them. They just give them small money and they wear their clothes and leave your room. But out of 100 politicians, how many would do? So it's not like I want you people to, but at least let me have a massage. Can you guys do massage? I say, yes. I say, okay, I'll do massage. After massage, you can go. Eba. Praise God. So, this is normal. So by the time he's done gallivanting and comes home, you say, honey, and the man is snoring. You're wondering, is it that you're not missing me? My dear, the guy has wasted all his inheritance somewhere. He has wasted it. Because there are people, let me leave there. So the chances of cheating is very high. Secondly, again, the likelihood of you ending with him in divorce is high. What keeps the wife of a politician most times is the profit in the marriage. Profit. If I leave now, police won't follow me again. Prado and Land Cruiser will not be my portion again. So they will stay there. But watch them very well. Immediately, if the man becomes politically irrelevant, the woman becomes relevant somewhere. It will leave. So the chances of divorce is very high. What you have as a politician in marriage most times is a roommate that you will not always see. Another likelihood is that you are going to have, another tendency is that the chances of polygamy is there. The man can wake up one morning and decide to marry a second wife. You might not even know that he has married a second wife. What does it take to marry now? Africa, what it takes to marry is to go and pay bride price somewhere. And you don't need to announce bride price. You just go and pay bride price. Say you'll be in America. You'll be in America. You just be here. And every day they are going on seminar to America. America seminar. The politician go for seminar a lot. Seminar. It's visit too. So the chances of polygamy is there. The next one is that the chances of having stepchildren, they are there. Step. You will climb step until you are tired of climbing. Stepdaughter. Step son. Step. You will keep climbing and climbing until you lose count. Because any average young girl that comes around, they want to have a commitment. And the only way to have them is to take in for them. Once you take him for them and you have their baby, they will fund that channel. He has connected pipe to the politician and used the baby to be siphoning money from the person. Wait until the politician dies. You will know how many children he has. You'll be so shocked. All of you are wearing white. The main family are wearing a particular brand of white. You will now see people you don't know also wearing the white. And the aide to your husband is telling them to sit close to you and or your children. And because he's burial, you can't, you say, Madam, I will explain later. God being on your side, that girl or the guy is older than your own son. First reading, they call him to come and do first reading. My father was... This was not again. My father was with me exactly 1 month ago. He even drove me to school. And I don't know that. Where is your power? Your power is there. And you're wondering, what's happening? Bros, that's the way it is. Politicians can donate things around the globe. So chances of step is there. So your heart must be open for that. The last, for now, but not the least, is that the chances of occultism is very high. Yes, you saw him in church. 2 of you got married in church, and then he's a politician, but not like that. And now he has gotten deep into politics, and the 2 of you are still together. He was a brother, head of usher, everything. You guys were praying together from prayer partner to marriage partner. And suddenly, he's now a politician. My dear, check it. The chance, if you know, I don't want to mention name, but there are governors in this country that were Sunday school teachers in their church. Yet they are Ugboni members. Because when it becomes a condition for the next step, you will join. I also have encountered one of the guys. They are a family friend. I've said that before in the pulpit. He was going for governorship in one of the states in the East. I won't mention name. And he was supposed to be the flag bearer of the party. And then they had their normal night meeting, 1 a.m. And then they came to the meeting and they were telling him that the Baba said that for him to win, that he's going to pound a day-old child. Pound a day-old child, use the day-old child for the ritual. The guy stood up, picked up his car key from the table, walked out of governorship. Said, God forbid, what if that child was my own child? Can I pound him? What if he was your own? Will you ask me to pound him? Who is the mother, the father of that child you went to steal for me to pound? So can you imagine having a child in a mortar, in his or her innocence, doing hand like this, and suddenly the mortar lands on the head? He picked his car key, walked out. How many of them will walk out like that? He will say, after all, it's not my child. It's not my child. I'll ask for forgiveness. And these only ones I will do it. You just raise it up and close your eyes. Pah! And the blood splashes on you. Or they tell you, don't worry. I know it won't be easy for you. Take this thing. They give you one hard gin. You will drink. And your head is now shaking. And you carry the mortar. And you pound both your leg and the baby. But when you finish, you remember you pounded a baby, an innocent child, whose blood will cry against you, your children, and your generation. So, if you marry a politician, the chances of occultism is high. Even in this our regular work, there are some environment where you will work. Your promotion dependent on the courts that you belong. There is a level you will get also into the legal industry, law. There are cases you cannot attempt if you don't belong. Otherwise, they will frustrate you. They will frustrate that case in your hand. But once you belong, you will just notice that the case, they have fixed a date for judgment. You move it to another court, they will use their connection. And the guy is frustrated. You move it, frustrated. You move it, they frustrated. Let me tell you, life is lived in cliques. So which you belong determines the result you get. So if you marry a politician and one day he comes home and have some little bit of blood stains, and you ask, he said, I met accident, honey. If you see the accident I met on the road, oh my God, I had to, I didn't even, but your police, no, honey, it's not a police, I had to, I carried this baby. Oh, in fact, I even gave them 100,000 to take care of the, whatever. And there's no news of accident in the environment. Just know that something has been pounded. And if they pound another, it's a chance. There's also a chance that the condition is your own baby. That is, if not you, might be your baby. You finish giving birth to a child. The child is growing 3, 4, 5 years old. Junior, you take to school, bring back from school. And suddenly Junior is becoming sick. From Junior being sick, Junior turns to an imbecile. No traces. Junior is the sacrifice for deputy governorship. So the chances are high. You know, women, let me warn you guys. You know, when you see this money, this paper, and, you know, you're seeing bone threads. You're seeing a range spot. It's sweeting you. If they tell you what is behind those things, you will know the importance of marrying a complete gentleman that is average in life. You will see that average is trendy. Kai, 5 minutes. Pastor, what is the solution? You must be sure you really want to marry a politician. No? You must be sure you want to marry a politician. You just don't get involved with them. They will spoil you. They are not like your boyfriend that will say, come to my house. I don't have transport. They say, borrow and come. If you borrow and come as you're going, he's asking you, how much did you come with? Say, because I took a drop, it was 2,000. Okay. Let me see. You just scratch all his house and bring out 2,500. So profit 500. Politician will not do like that. I have been in an office of a politician, a commissioner specifically. And one of the directors in the ministry walked into his office to say hi to him with the son. It happened in my presence twice. And they came. He said, hey, boy, how are you? You're growing taller than your father. Oh, wow, this boy, what are you eating? I hope your father took good care of you. How is school? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay. Where are you guys going? I said, yes, I also want to go and drop him at home. He said, oh, don't worry. Let me give you money to go and to fast food and eat something. What do you call it? The drawer. He pulled the drawer and brought out a bundle. Before I left his office, 3 bundles left that drawer. Oh, Tina, are you going? Oh, okay, let me give you transport. Bundle. I just felt I should just change myself and say, I'm going to. I was the only one that left that office without a bundle. So, if you are their girlfriend, they will drop 2 or 3 bundles, boom, your head will blow. You will see that it's 3 bone straight that is in your hand. And suddenly, the guy that gave you 15K to go and buy fake weave on becomes nonsense to you. But let me tell you, that 15K, if you project it into the future, you will know that the guy was preserving your life. The other guy was preparing you as a guinea pig. You know the goat you will eat in Christmas, you feed them well. They are feeding you well. See, you're adding a bundle. And you're seeing yourself now, you're looking chubby. It's because of where you're going to. They need a lot oil. So make sure you want to marry a politician. Secondly, be sure you want to marry the person and not his money and office. Marry him because you love him. Because love is sacrifice. Love is patient. Love is kind. If you marry him for loving him, you can endure his mess. But if you marry him for his office and money, you married Prado, Land Cruiser, G-Wagon. It won't last. The next, you must be prayerful as the wife of politician. It took prayer, not just the man's decision, to get up from the meeting and pick his car key and say, I'm out. It took prayers. But you marry him, you will eat yourself to stupor. You don't observe prayers at night. You don't observe prayers in the day. In the day, you watch all manner of movies. At night, you snore all through. Your life is in danger. If you marry them, you must be a prayer warrior. You must organize yourself, make a conscious organization, join some prayer groups. Thank God for what God is doing in our days. There are a lot of online prayer groups. Once it's time, you just hook in. Even if the only thing you hear is and you're just listening, you are part of it. So you must be prayerful. There is some kind of evil can happen in some kind of atmosphere. You have to stand your ground and control. If you see a prayer woman's marriage, the husband behaves like Mugu without knowing. You prayed the guy to his knees. Honey, I wanted to move, but I don't know, something said I should just come. Really? The woman is behaving like he's not the one in charge. Oh, really? What happened? I don't know. Something's just telling me. Okay, honey, sit down now. And then you sit down. Now you know him. You do it. When you leave, you say, God, our agreement is working. He won't go for that journey. Once you have that signal, he won't go for that journey. Lord, I cancel that meeting in the name of Jesus Christ. And it's not the one you come in the door. He will not go, yeah, kill me. He will kill you. And nothing will happen. Mopo, 2 of them will come and carry you by the waist and they will throw you into the room and lock it. Until he comes back, he will unlock you. Boom. Throw you inside. Throw some gallop and cake and some things. The next, you must be ready to take care of your children. So marry a politician, be ready to take care of your children. You know that you are the father and the mother in one. Honey, but you're not even taking care of. No, he will not. He doesn't have that time. You will take care of the children. The last but not the least, you must be emotionally, mentally, and psychologically stable. If you are not a mentally, psychologically, and emotionally stable woman, don't marry a politician. Because their behavior can hit your emotion to the peak. And high blood pressure will immediately appear. You must be stable. Because a politician can walk around a community and hug 1 million people before he returns. And amongst the 1 million people, he doesn't have anything to do with any. Whereas we also know how bad they are. There's a duty call too. They can hug and hug. Reason why they are doing it is that that office is what they want. Anything they want them to do, they can do it, socially speaking. Hugging ladies, giving them a cheek peck and all that. And you think, if you are not emotionally stable, you say the way he did it. You know, women know how to analyze the way he did it. He was even dimming eye when he was doing it. Who is that girl? You must be emotionally stable. You must be mentally stable. So that you are the one that reminding him, oh, honey, you didn't hug that one. You must be stable. Body know they remain where he was used to hug. Are you getting me? That should be one of your slogans. I've never seen a man that hugged a woman and left the body there. So you must be stable. So, I saw your husband hugging girls anyhow. I say, hey, really, but I'm in the home with him. That body that hugged outside is with me. You must be mentally stable. Not to be boning. Politician doesn't have time for boning. Anytime you bone, he will fix a meeting. Once you bone, the next call that will come in, you say, oh, really? You mean Oga said we should come? Oh my God. Babe, I think I have a meeting right now. You will brighten up by force. I just want to believe that you have been blessed.